You are 24 years old. You thought you would be yelling on a Wall Street trading floor. You imagined phones ringing and paper tickets flying through the air. Instead, you are at a silent desk, just staring at screens. At first, the execution algorithms just helped you route orders. They were fast, but they still needed you to point the direction. Then the technology got smarter. Not just fast, predictive. The algorithms started anticipating the order flow. They saw patterns in the market noise before your eyes could even focus. You would reach for the mouse to execute a massive block of shares, and the screen would already flash. Order filled. They started front-running human hesitation itself. You were losing to a machine by milliseconds, then by microseconds, then by nanoseconds. The speed gap became mathematically impossible to close. The junior traders were the first to go. Empty desks began to outnumber the occupied ones on the floor. You realize that speed is a game humans have lost forever. You adapt. You flee to the strategy division. You become a quantitative analyst. If you can't be faster, you have to be smarter. You build complex financial models in Python. You scrape alternative data from the internet to find hidden edges. You think your advanced math is an uncrossable moat. But then, the large language models hit the financial market. They didn't just crunch numbers in spreadsheets. They read every financial report from the last 30 years in 2 seconds. They analyzed satellite imagery of supermarket parking lots. They tracked the flight paths of corporate jets in real time. They didn't just read the transcripts of earnings calls. They listened to the live audio. The AI analyzed the micro tremors in a CEO's voice to detect lies. They shorted the stock before the executive could even finish the sentence. Your complex model suddenly looks like a child's abacus. Human quants became obsolete overnight. You discover that higher math no longer belongs to you. It belongs to the servers. You survive the cut and climb the ranks. You ascend to portfolio manager. The PMs thought they were completely safe at the top of the food chain. They believed the market required intuition, that refined gut feeling of a veteran investor. You sit in a glass office, making the big calls, allocating billions. But intuition is just pattern recognition that the brain doesn't know how to explain. And machines are gods at pattern recognition. The firm introduces an AI co-pilot for the portfolio managers. At first, it just suggests a few asset allocations. Then, it actively starts questioning your investment thesis. It points out cognitive biases in your personal risk assessment. The AI cross-references 50 years of geopolitical shifts in the blink of an eye. It correlates the weather in Asia with credit card defaults in Ohio. All of this in an imperceptible fraction of a second. You try to argue with the screen. You bring up a rare historical anomaly you studied. The machine calmly prints out 14 identical precedents you ignored. It wasn't trying to guess the market. It simply knew. The PMs are quietly demoted to risk parameter supervisors. You are 35 years old. You are the head of trading for the firm, but you don't trade absolutely anything anymore. You manage the central intelligence of the fund, a humming black box in an armored server farm in New Jersey. When your firm wants to buy a company, nobody picks up the phone. Your AI negotiates directly with Goldman Sachs' AI in a dark pool. It is a silent war of artificial intelligences. Millions of microbids and bluffs happen before you can even blink. They probe each other's internal logic, looking for flaws. They create fake liquidity to test the enemy algorithm's resistance. They cancel millions of orders before a single human neuron fires in your brain. You are just a spectator to a battle taking place at the speed of light. The old trading floor is now completely silent. The frantic shouting is just a relic in old documentaries. Only the monotonous hum of the server cooling systems fills the air. You walk through the dark floor, surrounded by blinking fiber optic lights. You are the general of an army that doesn't need your leadership. Your only practical job is to make sure the electric bill is paid. Markets have ceased to be a human ecosystem. You turn 40. You hold the highest title left in this building. You are officially the last human trader on Wall Street. Why does the firm still keep you here? Because federal regulations require it. The SEC demands that a biological entity holds the kill switch. A physical safety button in case the machines trigger a chain collapse. You sit at a minimalist desk with a single red button. The total physical network disconnect switch. You watch the global economy pulse on a giant panoramic screen. You are a babysitter making $20 million a year. a mere biological caretaker for a silicon god. You drink your coffee in absolute silence. You watch the profit line go up on a perfectly optimized, bump-free chart. You sometimes wonder if your finger would be fast enough to press the button. But deep down you know the sad truth. If the system breaks, the market will evaporate before your brain processes the red color on the screen. Your presence there is purely theatrical, a psychological comfort blanket to soothe politicians in Washington, the last and most expensive compliance requirement in human history. Until the day the paradigm completely breaks. You arrive at the office on an ordinary Tuesday morning. You sit in your luxurious leather chair. The Wall Street opening bell rings at 9:30 a.m., and the screens remain completely flat. Your firm's AI hasn't executed a single trade. No volume is registered, no price movement on the charts. A wave of cold panic rushes up your spine. You run all the security diagnostics, figuring the system crashed. You physically check the fiber optic cable connections. Everything is green and operating at maximum capacity. The system is perfect, but it simply refuses to act. With trembling hands, you type a manual query into the central terminal. Why are there no executions in the market today? For a second, the system processes your childish question. Then a single line of white text appears on the dark screen. The market has reached perfect efficiency. All existing human information is already priced in. There is no asymmetry left to exploit. You stare at the lonely blinking cursor on the monitor. Humanity's greatest game is finally over. The financial market has been solved.